Ludden. I'm the executive director of St. Paul Neighborhood Network. I use he, him pronouns, and I've been the executive director there for about 3.5 years. St. Paul Neighborhood Network, SPNN, was founded in 1984, and we come out of the cable access television tradition, and that's still a core part of the heart of what we do at SPNN. And I think that concept of access really carries over everything we do. But on the cable access side, you can still come to SPNN and check out a camera and learn how to use it, learn how to use lights and mics so that you can create your own media and tell your own story, cover things that are happening in your neighborhood in the way that you want to see them covered. And then we put that on TV. So we have that kind of that gear checkout and training side. We program 4 channels on the Comcast network in St. Paul, and that's 14, 15, 16, and 19. We also have moved kind of we've evolved into other directions too, and we have a focus right now on documentary filmmaking with 2 main programs there. One is called DocU, and that's a documentary filmmaking program for folks that have maybe never even touched a video camera before. And both of these programs are focused on people of color, women, other under-resourced groups that may not have access to this kind of programming. So DocU, you come in with a story and you learn how to tell it with video. And so at the end of that program, they have a 5-minute documentary on a topic of their choosing. And that's been running for a few years now. A newer program we have is called New Angle Fellows, and that's funded through the Jerome Foundation and McKnight Foundation. And McKnight also funds DocU. But that is for emerging artists. So, early career documentary filmmakers. And that's a cohort of 6. And those are folks that have been doing this. And it's fun to see our fellows pop up in different media projects around town as they've been through our program. And they're doing lots of other cool work as well. So that's kind of on the media side. Then we also, we do video production for hire. We also do video production for community events. We do a lot of partnerships with the League of Women Voters, especially around election season. So you may see candidate forums that come out of our studio where the league brings in the candidates and we do the technical work. That's, I think, a really important part of what we do, because oftentimes you don't get to see those local candidates in their own words talking about what they stand for. So we're kind of the only place for that sort of coverage. And some of that, when we go back to the video production for hire, we do it in kind of our traditional way, but then we also have a program called Media Active, and that's a youth entrepreneurship and leadership program. And that's the youth lead the entirety of the process, from early client meetings, kind of creative brainstorming, pre-production, production, post-production. It's all done by youth. They all get paid. They come away with valuable real-world experience and also a paycheck, and kind of learning some of that critical thinking, creative field work. And then finally, we run an AmeriCorps program called the Community Technology Empowerment Project, or CTEP. And we place 35 AmeriCorps members at sites around the Twin Cities where they help with basic digital literacy work, job search, resume creation, some basic media making. And that has been even more important now in the pandemic, as people, everything we do has gone virtual and digital, and not everyone knows how to do that. But our CTEP members oftentimes are fresh out of college and have a more native understanding of how to do that stuff. So they've actually been really impactful within their organizations where they serve, not just with external work, but internally helping people figure out how to navigate this new environment. I think, I kind of touched on why the digital literacy stuff is so important right now. And that's important at other times too. I mean, most job application processes are happening online now. And if you don't know how to attach a document to an email, or how to even get online and search for a job, that puts you at a huge disadvantage. The more media focused stuff that we do, and kind of that part of our work, I think the murder of George Floyd this summer brought it into really stark relief that both the power of video as witness and as as kind of an unvarnished tool. You know, if it's bystander video or if it's Unicorn Riot doing live stream, there's a powerful component of witness there on one side. On the other side, I think the neighborhoods where there was kind of the most protest and uprising activity saw a lot of journalists come in from other places and get the story wrong. And they got the story wrong because they're not from that community, they're not of that community, they don't understand the dynamics. And we had a lot of members coming to get equipment so that they could go out and record the story as they know it and tell the story for their community as they know it and as they understand it. And it's really important to get that stuff right. And you don't get it right all the time from kind of your mainstream outlets. So we were able to provide both the gear and a distribution outlet for. So we were, you know, we closed down like everybody else did in early March, or mid-March, I suppose. And as we were kind of trying to figure out, like, when can we reopen safely, and when can we start providing our services again? That was right when George Floyd was killed, and we started immediately fielding calls from a couple of our members, like, "Hey, I know you're closed, but I need some gear." And we were able to turn our reopening quicker. And, you know, we were able to, because we have good relationships with the folks that we work with, we were able to get them some stuff before we were officially open. And then we bumped our opening up by a week so that we could get stuff out. And one of our members in particular, and he's in our new angle program now, but he came out, I think his background is in like kind of commercial videography and advertising and fashion, and he does really good work. And he saw what was happening in his neighborhood, and he came and got a camera, and now he has the start of a full documentary, and the title is Blood on the Leaves. And the teaser for it is 8 minutes and 46 seconds long. And he's been to everything. He was on the bridge when the tanker came through. He was at the precinct. You know, he's got all this footage that I don't think you're seeing in other places. And we're really excited to see him finish that out. And it's really powerful stuff. There's a lot of ways that folks can support SPNN. I think on Give to the Max Day, it's very clear. You know, we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we would love your financial support and any gift you make to SPNN. I think at this point, I can say we have at least one $1,500 match on. So for the first $1,500 that comes in, that'll be doubled. Hopefully we'll have some more to report soon. But yeah, you can also support us by becoming a member and joining and taking classes and creating media and telling the story of your community. And follow us on social media. You can find us at SPNN on Twitter, my SPNN on Facebook and YouTube. And check out the work that's coming out of SPNN. Tune us in if you've got Comcast in St. Paul. Find us online otherwise. And when we're open again, we would love to see you in the space for an event or a class.